one of them is that they're boring.
Genuinely, like some of the most kind, amazing people I've ever met.
They might be treated as a little less intelligent on campus.
I've gotten comments on like, oh, you must be really good at statistics or calculus.
You know, maybe English is hard. I mean, I don't know if that's a stereotype, but like that's just true.
Genuinely, like some of the most kind, amazing people I've ever met, like hardworking as well, because I don't know, I was in econ, right, in the intro to microeconomics, and I don't know, maybe the class in general is just like people who are super hardworking and super into their studies, but like all of the people I met were so kind, so amazing.
There's no like negative connotation that I can think in my classes. I think it's fun to understand different point of views that you wouldn't get in the United States as well.
They're like any other students that are here. They're bright, wide-eyed. Everyone's here looking for, something.
I know one of them is that they're boring. Like, for example, so for me, like, obviously I'm from Canada, but I am Chinese. And so I've gotten the stereotype where, because I'm a very social person, people come up to me and be like, wow, like, I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised and you're actually super interesting. I thought all Chinese people were boring. So it's probably one stereotype that people face.
One big one is the model minority stereotype, right? Especially for people who are from Asian countries, like saying that because they are Asian or of Asian descent that they don't have to work as hard, or like that stereotype, which I know isn't true at all.
The language is a big one, I think, because a lot of the international students might have accents or might come from different places. I've seen that sometimes they might be treated as a little less intelligent on campus, or a little like they need more help sometimes.
Like definitely for Asian students, like, Asian students are good at math and they will like always major and econ or math like that.
Yeah, I think some of them think like we are good at math or something like that. Or like they think we are rich.
I guess one thing I'm most curious about is how did they apply to like NYU, because I know I was stressing out, right? And I'm from the United States. I can't imagine what the process is like for someone who is in a completely different country, has to deal with completely different sets of rules and probably laws too, probably getting like a visa process. I can't even imagine.
I think I just want to know from my point of view like how they feel, and I know that these stereotypes are often not true, and a lot of my friends who are international students have expressed to me that they feel uncomfortable or they feel just irritated with these stereotypes. So I'd want to know how it really makes them feel, and kind of what we as non-international students can do to address it.
I mentor some international students, and I think, you run into like a lot of things, like you run into racism, you run into just people not understanding, or maybe literally not understanding, because like communication is hard. But I think, just hearing more stories about like how things are, like as you come and experience another country.
Do you know how to do like kung fu or to really eat something strange?
你家是开兰博基尼吗?
Do you eat cats or dogs? Something like that. And I was like, ew, no, something like that. So I was like, that was not it. That was not cool.
Do you really eat dogs?
你们都吃狗肉吗？
我在美高的时候有被问过，是不是中国人都吃虫子？
I remember like when I went to summer camp in 7th grade, like in Boston, like a lot of girls, like, cause like all of the people in that camp were like they grew up in the US and actually in Boston, so they were so curious of like what is inside of my luggage. Like they were expecting a lot of like super like different or like unique things from China, but like they were like so disappointed when they found out that like all of my stuff, my clothing are from Uniqlo, like all the brands that I see in the US.